You're with CapeTalk.
This is Pippa Hudson on lunch.
Now, we're coming full circle on our food today because a little over a year ago, we introduced you to Heinz and Kim McNulty, two Cape Townians who had fallen in love with the flavors of Korean street food and decided to bring their own brand of Asian fusion flavor bomb, I guess you could call it, to Cape Town. And that is how Plucky's Korean chicken was born. At the time we spoke to them, they were at the neighbour goods market in Woodstock. They'd won themselves a coveted spot at the V&A Food market as well. But as you know, that market gave its tenants notice after the decision was taken to turn it into a timeout market. And many would have thrown their hands up in despair and gone, woe is me. But not this duo. They decided, well, we'll go big or we'll go home, and we're not going home. And so they've taken what could have been a major blow and turned it into an opportunity to work on their brand, to develop the range of food, and to open a more permanent fixture as well. And Heinz is back with me in studio bearing all kinds of delicious food, which my producer is going to have to help me taste because there's more than I can possibly get through. Heinz, welcome back. It's great to see you again.
Thank you so much for having me, Pippa.
And just a reminder to those who didn't hear our interview last year, Heinz is not a trained chef. You were actually a graphic and fashion designer.
Yes,
remind us what it was about food and this particular food that you fell in love with.
I've always loved flavors, and I used to always watch my mother cook, and I always used to cook. And in 2017, when I started at the waterfront running a restaurant there, I actually started realizing that I actually love menu developments and flavors and all of that. And when COVID hit is when I conceptualized the whole Pluckys concept, because I tasted Korean fried chicken about 4 years before that. And then I just worked from there. So we're not authentic, but it's all about the flavor. The authentic Korean flavor is there, but I'm a little bit crazy and nuts that way. So I love doing interesting food, but at the end of the day, it must be tasty and beautifully presented food. That's what it's all about.
Well, I've just got to say the array in front of me ticks all of those boxes because Heinz has brought in a whole lot of some of their classic dishes and new menu options because you decided you were hit with this curveball that nobody saw coming, that sorry, your space at the waterfront is no longer going to be there. And you decided to do what, Heinz?
So Sea Point was the option, the Mojo Market as well. So we opened in Sea Point in February, and also we needed a place where we could cook from. So because we don't want to lose the biscuit mill. So we opened the 1st of Feb, but we actually started cooking the weekend already before that, so that we could supply the biscuit mill to sell.
Keep your spot there.
That's correct. Because, I mean, it's been over 2 years of investment, and so we were extremely sad that the doors closed on us. But like you said, we just decided we're not going to stop there. And so we opened our shop in Sea Point on the 1st of Feb. And then in that month, we opened at the Mojo. Because the Mojo is very similar to the V&A Food market. Also a foodie place, party place where people go to watch big screen TVs and sport and
music and things,
salsa and all of that. But the spot in Sea Point next to 2 other chicken suppliers. So we, again, very plucky.
I'll say that's quite a.
But so our offering is quite different, but it's like sort of quite a bit of a chicken corner there now. Because the one is grilled, the one is fried, and ours is Korean style.
And then along comes yours, which is just all on its own and stand out. So I'm tasting in the background while Heinz is talking, and I'm going to ask my producer, Max, to do some tasting as well. The thing I remember from the first time I tasted your food, Heinz, was the crunch. I love texture in food, and this just hit all the boxes for me because every single item here has got an element of crunch, whether it is a sort of a corn dog take that's wrapped in Doritos, to have survived transport to our studios, having been made quite some time ago, and still come here and still go crackle in my mouth as I bit into it. And then there's lashings of your gorgeous Korean barbecue mayo sauce on some of the items. But the chicken pops were what I was dying to taste again. So I'm going in there. Just remind us. I mean, I've got a version here that's sitting on a bed of kimchi. So it's got that lovely, pungent, slightly funky, slightly sour.
Yes.
Sets off all the taste buds, watering, and then the lovely crunchy chicken pop on top. Kimchi is something that scares a lot of people, Heinz. Tell them why they shouldn't be scared.
Well, kimchi is very similar to chakalaka. So if you love chakalaka, you would love kimchi. It's very similar. We also add carrots to it because, again, I want to bring in the South African elements to it. And that specific one, there's also tteokbokkie in there. And the tteokbokkie is the rice cakes.
Okay.
So it gets made from rice. So it's like tapioca balls that you get in the
That's what
teas.
I just tasted. Okay.
So those are chewy. They don't taste like anything, but it's the rice. And then so that's why we made it with the kimchi, just to give that spiciness. And we also added some cheese on it because cheese
is
who
good
doesn't
on
love
everything. Yeah.
Cheese makes everything good.
Now, Max, you are tasting the Rice Krispie dog in the corner over there.
Well, you were talking about the crunch. I've
Yeah.
had corn dogs before. They normally aren't as crispy as this, but this has got Rice Krispies in the...
Sort of the batter.
Yes,
Yep.
so the batter that goes around, and it is delicious. I'll take a bite so you can...
Okay, have a
Yes, okay.
crunch right on the mic for us. Did you hear the crackle of the Rice Krispies going snap, crackle, pop? Snap, crackle, pop,
So
Korea!
So nice.
So delicious. That sauce is really what makes it stand out.
Yes.
And then, I mean, the opportunity of having your own space, your permanent space in Sea Point, has also meant you can play around and expand the menu
That's
a
it.
bit. So what's new? Are these all new items?
These are all new
that I'm
items
tasting?
that we just
Yep.
started playing around with. They're all sort of experimental because we have the opportunity now to experiment a little bit.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just to have fun. I've always loved to have fun with food. It's all about texture. It's all about flavor. And yeah, what you're having there now is a combination of a quesadilla with a pizza.
Oh.
So as you can once again hear, it's just...
It's so yummy. It is. I mean, this is called a soul pie.
Yes.
And it is soul food. It's the kind of thing you want on a cold day that is
Yes.
full of flavor, that's comforting. It is like a giant quesadilla, but that pastry is a bit thicker than a quesadilla.
it's a
On
mozzarella
top.
cheese.
It's a mozzarella cheese in there as well.
Yeah, so the mozzarella is to make it stick together so it melts in, and a smoky tomato sauce. So it's similar to our wraps, but in our wraps we do like beetroot and carrot mayos. But for the quesadilla version, the pie, because we do smoky tomato sauce, we do mozzarella cheese.
It is delicious. Now, the one thing I remember from last time you were here is that as much as you are a chicken brand, the vegans and vegetarians love
Yes.
you too. It was something you were passionate about, making
Yes.
sure there was lots of creativity on the menu for them. Is that still the case in the new venue?
All very happening, definitely still happening. And what's very interesting, the food apps,
Yeah.
they are lapping it up. Once they've had it, they absolutely love it because it's so different.
Yeah.
When I experiment with people to try the cauliflower,
Yeah.
they are you sure this is cauliflower?
Because I remember that it tasted
Yes.
like a crunchy burger.
Yes,
But
that's
it was a cauliflower patty in the
That's
middle, and
it,
it was
yes.
absolutely divine. Now, I mean, I'm a savory person, but I have to do justice and do due diligence and eat some pudding while you're here.
Yes.
Tell us about the sweets on the menu. I'm sitting here with a chocolate bowl of some sort.
Yeah, so what we've done
Okay.
is, just for fun again, we do bar buns and
Yep.
bar bombs. So that's also a closed one, but this one we put some cocoa in the batter, in the dough. And then inside we've got your mixture of your hazelnut spread with either nougat or chocolate or Oreos. So it's like a little bit of a surprise when you get... when you take a bite inside. But it's just nice and comforting, and it's steamed and, with some icing sugar.
It is divine. I know it's naughty, but it is divine. Okay, the last thing I'm going to taste before we run out of time, Heinz, is you said tteokbokkie, did you
Yeah,
call it?
tteokbokkie,
Okay.
yeah.
So this is the sort of rice-based, and it looks in the bowl, it looks like a piece of pasta. It looks like a piece of
Yes.
macaroni.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not. This is doused in sesame seeds and a syrup of some kind. Tell me
Yes, so
more.
what we do is we pan fry. We first steam it to become soft, and then we pan fry it in a bit of butter and sesame oil with sesame seeds to make the outside crunchy, and then the inside is soft.
Yeah.
So rice cakes are all about chewiness, but pan frying it like that, it makes it crispy on the outside, and then just to make it sweet, we add some maple syrup.
And then the sesame is just, I love
Yes.
sesame seeds,
Yeah.
so that is just the bomb. I mean, as I said at the start, this is all about crunch and texture. And if you like your food full of texture, you're going to love these flavors. Heinz, where do our listeners, you've been saying Sea Point, where specifically in Sea Point do we find you now?
Well, right across from the Adelphi. One of the reasons why I decided to go there is that you can actually park at the Adelphi because there's parking. It just changed its name again from the Artem, the original
Yes.
bought it back, the owners. So there's parking there. You literally just walk across the road. And like I said, there's 2 chicken suppliers. The one is right next to me. The other one is across from me.
Okay.
So you can find us there. And we've painted our mascot, which is our cat.
Yes.
Gia. She's this massive cat on a pink cat on a black wall. So if you see the pink cat and you're not sure is it a parlor or what it is,
It's
that's where
Plucky's Korean Chicken, and they're open 7 days a week. I wish you all the best in the new space. Remember, you can find them at 66 Main Road in Sea Point, or pop into the Mojo Market or the Old Biscuit Mill to taste some of this amazing food for yourself. Heinz, I'm so glad that you not only survived, but found a way to turn adversity into a triumph, and I hope it pays off.
Thank you so much.
Great to have you with us.